Hello guys, welcome to today's video. I want to see this as the start of this channel and as the start of me further working on myself and really locking in how viral language would phrase it. And I wanted to share with you also how I think everything started with me and how you can also start actually doing the things that you want to do uh, and not only feeling motivated for a few weeks or days and just drop your things that you hold so dear um, away. And I want to tell you that in my opinion, you only have to win once, or you have to um, achieve one thing to prove to yourself that you're not completely pointless, aimless, um, incompetent, that you're not all these things that you think about yourself, that you might have thought about yourself forever through people telling you, through your own experiences, and that you actually are able to do things that you never have thought you could do. I also thought like that I wasn't able to do things, that I was different from the other people. That's a bit egoistical too. And I want to tell you directly that you're only trying while doing that to protect your own inner state. You push away the real responsibility and problems from yourself because you're saying, I can't do anything about this. It's not my fault. You try to protect your inner state, and you really you really are just locking the problem away rather than really concentrating on it and trying to find a solution for it. That's because you have this flawed perception of things and of yourself in general. Only because you were never able to do one thing, that doesn't mean that you will never be able to do it. I have myself as an example. I never thought that I would be any good at any sport, or that I would be able to actually have an good educated school career before me, that I could ever write good grades, or that I was able to achieve things that I always wanted to achieve. I'm not quite there yet, even though I'm still a work in process. I can tell you that only by not declining yourself the ability or the experience of doing things, you are able to move ahead so much from where you were to where you want to be. And you can't, every time you encounter a new problem or a new situation, think to yourself that you won't be able to make it just because in the past you weren't able to. If you're constantly, or not even constantly, if you're trying your best, and every time you do something, you do it with your whole heart, because that's one of the most important things you can do, doing the things wholeheartedly with the right intention, you will after time get better. Everything we as human beings do is repetition, repetition, and repetition. After you repeat something over and over again, the neurons in your mind click together, and you are actually able to do things quicker, better, and your body also adapts to your surrounding and you to your inner state directly. You're not manifesting things into your life while thinking positively or while believing in yourself. It's not like that. I don't believe in that. But you become more likely to achieve things, because if you want me to go on to that topic further, you can watch the previous video. I don't want to I don't want to make this video more complicated than it has to be. On the other hand, you might be saying that all my arguments are somehow right, but you you change the topic with saying that you're just being realistic. And I just want to tell you that being realistic or realism in the way you do it is rather a form of low self-esteem, because it's good to be realistic and it's good to be a situational person, because you shouldn't just always have one pattern or a toolbox or one um, thing that you apply onto everything without thinking about it only because it seems similar. Everything you encounter in your life will be a new experience, and you have to deal with these experiences independently and in that moment. You can't just get your defenses up or just attack everything in your sight with words or anything that you got used to over the time. And that you just not just have self-esteem. I don't want to discredit you with that, but you protect yourself again with this realism that I was never able to do it, why should I be able to? You're not looking for every argument and reasonably uh, putting together a solution. You have a solution in your mind that you are not able to do those things, and you just try to prove it with every single one of your experiences, without taking into consideration how there are other examples that completely uh, are directly against your self-perception. Many people tend in that moment to just lie to themselves, or think that they just push the possibility of them being wrong completely away, and that's a terrible thing to do, because the moment you do that, you not only become a very unreasonable person in your own eyes and in the eyes of other people, you also take the ability from yourself away to learn and actually develop. Because if you have this set mindset that everything you're saying is right, and that if you're wrong, the world is going down, then you will never change it, you will never improve in your life. And that's one of the most important things to do to improve in your life. You don't have to improve like every week. That might be their own. I wanted to say that that you could improve every day inside of the gym, for example, but that's also not true. We as human beings, we improve over time, but even though we have some periods that we don't improve that much, that doesn't mean that these periods are wasted or are bad. It just means that you took a break, and that's completely reasonable to do. You just don't have to get used to this break. A mistake done once is a mistake. A mistake done twice is a habit, and if you don't break the habit after the second time, it could become a new habit, and that mistake could take over your life indirectly, that you put more time into that than into your own goals. And after we talked about how your defense mechanisms might stop you from really listening to what I have to say to you, I want to tell you the actual point of this video, that with one win, you can prove to yourself that you're not completely pointless in trying, that it's not completely pointless to try, or that you are an incompetent person. Because it shows this one win that you might gain out of something. It doesn't have to be a big win. For example, if you just started a new hobby and you really enjoy what you're doing, and you slowly notice that you're actually getting better and that you like what you're doing, you're good at it in your own way. In that moment, you realize that every one of us has this hobby, this activity, anything that we want to do. It's not like no one, no human being ever is was bad at anything they have done. The only thing that stops you is your own perception. I know you have this thing in your mind that you really like, that you think that you're good at and that you want to do. I would stick to it and I would improve in that area further, but also don't decline yourself the ability not decline, uh, and also don't take away the ability from yourself to improve further in areas that you don't think you are able to improve, because we as human beings, we have to be uh, based good, we have to be well rounded and not just have one spike in one direction with neglecting all other responsibilities that we have in our lives. You can't be the most mentally stable and spiritual person without doing any form of physical activity, because we as human beings have to engage in physical activity so that our overall health and mental stability can improve from it. And that's not the only reason why you should do physical activities in your day-to-day life. That's just one reason. We as human beings, we just have some needs, and you can't neglect one or two of these and just focus on one, because in the end that will also make you unhappy. Um, if you got this one thing that you like in your life, that one thing that motivates you and that you have fun with, then that is the proof that you need that there are also other things that you can in what you can also find the same feeling, the feeling that you're good at it and that you're actually enjoying what you're doing. You just have to try and find new things to do, and you will also win in these areas. You also should, that's not the only way you should think about winning or achieving things in general, because if you only see this one big goal as winning, then you see everything that's leading up to that as work and not wanted, as something that bothers you, then you're becoming less likely to actually go on with your goals and actually achieve them. Wait a moment. Sorry, my cat wanted something from me. Where did I stop? Um, if you just think that everything you're doing is leading up to one big moment, then that you will find pleasure and comfort and peace and everything that you seek in that one goal, then you will be disappointed at the end, because oftentimes this one goal or the thing that we want to achieve won't get us the thing that you really want. You just You just tell yourself that it will give you this thing because you want to have hope, and you want something that is able to give you this thing that you strive for, and it won't in the end, because most things that we strive for as human beings are really coming from within and come from effort rather than from the journey. For example, it's oftentimes joked about that the journey is the goal, and even though it sounds a bit silly, that's really the case. You're just getting your hopes up for something that isn't um, for something that isn't set in stone, for an outcome that you have imagined in your mind that you want to be like that, and that's just delusion, a delusion. It won't be that way. I have to disappoint you. In my opinion, you can't only see the process of winning as the thing that you want, and you can't see, in my opinion, the journey as troublesome, or that you can't see the journey as something that is in your way. If you want to achieve something, you also want the effort and the uh, sweat and tears that come with it, because it's if you didn't work for it, if you didn't give it your all, if you didn't have real emotions and your own will in something, what does it matter? In the end, what gives everything in our lives meaning, other than uh, other than religion, for example, is the effort and the meaning that we ourselves give to it. And while spending time with something, and while developing something, while doing something in general to work for a higher goal that we have, we give our time and we give ourselves meaning in that moment. Because you decide what you want to do with your life, and no one else can give you that the things that you strive for, because most of them come from within, and the other half is, I don't know actually. If you have an idea what the other half of the things that you strive for, where you could get them, I forgot my sentence. You can write it in the comments if you want to. And I think I made my point clear that, in my opinion, you can't have the depressive view about life in your head and try to achieve your goals. In my opinion, you have to have this positive and this striving and um, good perception of everything. You can't, the moment you tell yourself that something is a hard work and that you actually don't want to do it, you're just demotivating you. And if you realize that actually, if you want to achieve something, that you don't only want to achieve that one thing, but you also have to want to put in the effort for that thing, because is it really mattering if you get the thing that you want to without you working for it? Is the thing still that precious to you if you did nothing to obtain it? I don't think so. We have a prime example at many children that grow up in wealthy households. They become so overstimulated, and not overstimulated, but see the wealth that they have as common and normal, that they completely disengage from reality and don't really see things for what other people that aren't as wealthy as them would see them as, because they have this lens on their eyes that prevents them from seeing anything else than what they were used to. If you could get any useful information out of this video, then I'm really happy about that. And this is also this video officially ends here. You can click away if you want to, but I just wanted to get to speak out my mind about something. I'm also on the same track or way or pathway that you are on, and I'm not nearly as perfect or as 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 everything that I want to be. I'm a work in progress, and you should also every time you view at yourself, you should also view yourself as a work in progress, because you're never really done as a human being. We had this in philosophy, and we talked about how we always are. I actually have to look that word up. I will put it right here. How we are actually always and that we're never really done. You can't finish yourself completely. There is no end of the road for us as human beings developing. We always have something to learn. We always have something to strive for, and we will never really finish what we started. And that doesn't mean that it's pointless, that only because you can't do everything, that everything else, that only because you're not able to finish it, that you are I don't want to say pointless again, but unimportant, for example. This outro is going long, and it's going longer and longer. I just want to say that if you want to say something about the things I tried to explain, you can do so in the comments, and tell me if if you have the same view on these things as me, or if you think that I'm completely wrong, and you want to correct me in a way, or you want to discuss something with me, you can also do that in the comments. I would really enjoy at this moment if you watched until here, if you could like my channel or subscribe. That would really put a smile to my face, and I will hopefully also update you how my goals that I wrote in my caption are going. See ya.